again, friends. It's Sharon from Mad Paper Crush here, and I'm so excited because today I'm going to give you a little flip through of a new kit I have coming out, and it's a MadPlan. So if you are familiar with my digitals, I do journal digitals and ephemera and different things like that, but I also have a set of digitals called MadPlans, and it's if you want to journal, or I'm sorry, if you want to plan in the junk journal style. So my MadPlans are very vintage style. They have vintage labels and, different themes that you would find in junk journals and that kind of thing. So this is a MadPlan, just like one I've done in the past, but I have done it a little bit differently. And I wanted to give you a flip through, and then I will also be posting a fall planner with this new digital so you can see how I use it in my own planning. So I hope that you'll join me as we look through my new MadPlans, which is called Wild Mushrooms. So first, I just wanted to give you an idea of where the inspiration for this kit came from. Now, if you know me, you know I love mushrooms, and it's hardly anything that would inspire me to do something with mushrooms because I love them so much. But this did actually have an inspiration. So a couple of years ago, my husband and I went on a trip with friends to another friend's house, and they live on a very big piece of property, kind of on a mountain, not Everest or something huge, but it's a big hill, big mountain right there. And we did some hiking there. And it was in September. And when we went out to do our hike, we saw the most amazing variety of mushrooms, every color, every shape. I mean, it was incredible. I've never seen so many different mushrooms in one place. And so on that walk, I was just so inspired by all the beautiful different things that nature had to offer. And so this kit has been inspired by that walk. And so as we go through here, you'll see all kinds of illustrations of different mushrooms and different shapes and sizes and those things. So I'm very excited to show you this. Now, before I do the flip through, I just wanted to let you know that I'll be flipping the pages over because I've printed on both sides of these. So when you get the kit, what comes in the kit is individual JPEG files for each page. So there's a whole bunch of those. But then I also have it together in a PDF so that if you wanted to print front to back, you could do that. And then I also modified this for A4. So there's a whole folder in there with the A4 size. I have some friends in Europe who I would like to be able to use these types of kits. So I do plan to do sort of the same style of these in the future, just with probably different themes and things like that. So that's how I'm going to be going through this. Now, if you have a printer that doesn't print duplex, I do have a video on how to try to figure out how to print manually on your own printer in the duplex. So as I was looking through for sort of instructions on how to do printing duplex manually, I found a lot of instructions for how to do it in the portrait position like this, but I didn't find a lot for landscape. So I wanted to kind of do something that might help you if you need to print manually. Now, the other reason I like to duplex manually is because when I print PDF on my printer, it doesn't go to the edge of the page. I always have a little border on the edge of the page. And then when I'm, doing a project, I have to cut everything off, and, that drives me crazy. So I wanted to be sure I could print to the end of the page. And so I print each JPEG individually, and then I print on the back side manually. So I do have a little instruction, and like I said, I'm doing it on my printer, and my printer probably isn't the same as your printer, but there are instructions there that I hope that you can sort of extrapolate into how to figure out how to print manually on your own printer duplex in this horizontal position. So if you would like to see that, you can go to madpapercrush.com/duplex, and I'll link that down below as well so that you can do that if you would like to print like I have here. All right, so now let's get to it. So these are the cover pages, so the front and the back cover, and I have set all the pages up so that they work in a booklet style. So at the end, you can see, I'll fold a couple of these so you can see how the booklet works together. So as we go through, like this is the front cover, this is the back cover. So if you would fold it, this is the outside of the booklet there. Okay, so then our first pages, I have half of the month and then just some spots for you to journal or make lists or things like that. I know at the beginning of the month, I like to, make goals and have lists of things that I need to do monthly and that kind of thing. So I just kind of wanted to show you a little bit of a close up there. You can see I have my mushrooms kind of everywhere. I wanted to put them as much as I could throughout this whole kit. I just love them so much. This one is, I have lightened it up so that when you need to write on, for your month and things like that, you won't have to worry about being able to write over that mushroom. So that one's a little bit lighter there, but they're all throughout. And these, little spots for you to take notes or make lists have, some mushrooms on them as well. Now, each page does have a number at the bottom. And since this is set up to work like a booklet, when you fold this over, this becomes page 1 and this becomes page 18. So this is just a little way to help you get your booklet together when you print back to front with all the pages. So this is the page. This is half of the month. Now you can see when we go to the next page, the other half of the month is here, and this is page 2. So that's kind of how these pages work together. So when this is folded, this will be what you see when you open up the spread, the full month there. And of course, I had to have more mushrooms because, that's what this kit is all about, this kit called Wild Mushrooms. And then I have an old ledger page here with some mushrooms at the top for you to maybe do some goal planning and more note taking, whatever you need to do there. So I wanted to try to make lots of spots to do extra things throughout the month. Each of these kits has 4 full weeks on it, plus the monthly spread that we just kind of saw there, and plus some spots just to take notes or make lists or even do sort of, some memory keeping so that, if you're just journaling, you want to remember something for the month, you can do that as well. Oh, and I forgot to mention, so on the front here, I do have a blank label so that you could put in your own month and day or weeks or, however you want to do this. So like for me, I may start in the middle of the month. So I just might put, whatever this is, September 16th through October 10th or whatever that might be in here. So that's kind of where you put on your planner, what this month includes. Okay. All right, so that's this page. And then if I flip this one over, now we're starting to get into some of the weeks. Now on this side of the page, there's just more notes. And once you fold it into a booklet, all of these pages will make a little bit more sense. But I just wanted to do a flip through of each individual page so you could get an idea of what it's going to look like when you print it out, as opposed to when you fold it into your booklet. So then on this side of the page, like I said, this is one of the weeks here, and you can tell the weeks because they have little spots for you to put a date in so that you can keep track. So this is one day, and then I like to do my weekends, on one page just because I don't usually plan. I try not to plan a lot for the weekends. So I usually don't have a lot that goes in these spots. So each of the days of the week, Monday through Friday, will have a large space where the weekends will have one for both days of the weekend. So you could certainly, if you have other days, that you have together, you could move them around if you would like to. It probably makes more sense if they are consecutive, but that's up to you. There's always options. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so that's that page. And then this page, you can see this is the other side of this one because the labels match. That's kind of how you can tell the weeks that work together. And then this page is just another notes page or list page or something like that. If you have additional things going on during one week, you can, put them on these note pages that are scattered throughout here as well. And then on the back side of this one, these are actually 2 separate weeks. And the way you can tell the matching weeks are the date spots. So all of those will match when you fold it into your booklet so that you have your weeks together. And certainly, these match per se, right? They're all on the same background. You could use this as one week if you wanted to. But once again, as I'm explaining the kit, I just want to be sure that you understand how I put it together. So these date spots are different than these date spots. So really these were put together as different weeks. Okay. So there's that one. And then you can see this is the other side of those weeks. So we had this one, this week because all the date spots match. And then this one because all of the date spots match on them. And once again, we have beautiful mushrooms everywhere. I just love these so much. So I thought the colors on these were really fun. All right, and then on the back side of this one, these are just note spots. And I can tell that they're note spots because there's no date labels anywhere. And this one is also another week. I have some paint splotch date marks for this one, so you can see that there. And then we already looked at that side. And then here's the other side of that 1 week, where you can see the paint splotches there. More notes and things. I like to, I do a lot in my week spots, but I also like to put, different notes and things that just come up that I don't want to forget. I try to get them into my planner too. And that's what like all of these additional, note cards and different things are for. And then once again, this is just some more place for notes or lists or anything like that. And then that's the end of the booklet. So, but that's not all that's in the kit. So that's just the booklet part for the plan. So there's 4 weeks that we'll cover in these pages. And once again, I'll show you that in a minute. But then there's also other pages in the kit. So there is a file folder here that has our mushrooms on there. And I thought that would be fun to put into the kit if you wanted to. You could make it into a pocket if you wanted to kind of, glue it together. You could do that as well. And then I have 2 background pages. Now I already printed 1 background page on the back of this because when I cut it out, I want it to have a background. But I did a landscape background and a portrait background so that you could use it for whatever you want. This is another opportunity for you to fussy cut any of these amazing mushrooms if you wanted to, because they're so much fun. And I think the background pages are fun too for collage. Even if you are just printing out, a spot here, there's different handwriting and some, vintage, I think this is like a magazine title there, different advertisements. There's all kinds of things that you could use anywhere in another journal or in your planner if you wanted to. So this one I didn't print anything on the back of, but I wanted to have these 2 background pages in case you wanted to use them for something like backing your ephemera. Okay, and then these are the ephemera pages. Let's see if I can get them together here. So this one has a small envelope. So when you cut this out, you can score it around these edges and fold everything in and it makes an envelope. And then there are little pieces that fit into that envelope there. So all the 3 of these could go in there if you wanted to, and you could make these into note cards if you wanted to do that as well. Back them with something, even just back them with a, plain paper, so that you could write on the back of them. However you wanted to do that, you could do that. And then I just have some of these mushrooms down there that you could fussy cut out and use for anything. You could add these into your journal if you wanted to. All of those notes spaces, if you just wanted to maybe do some collage, that would be a fun use, I think, of your time as well. So sometimes you don't need to journal or make a note. You just want to paste some things down. So you could fussy cut these out and paste them down and make a beautiful creation inside of your planner. All right, so that's those. And then here's another page of ephemera. And this one has just a tall list here out of that same ledger page that you saw inside of the journal. I thought this would make a great tip in so that you could, fold it in if you wanted to, and it would flip out and you could have, coming into the holidays, maybe you need to have, a holiday gift list, or maybe you need to plan a menu for an upcoming dinner or something like that. You could make this a tip in into your journal. And if you want to know what I'm talking about by tip ins, you can head to the description and I will have a link to that video in there where I talk all about tip-ins and how to use them inside of your journal. And then over here, these are actually 2 tags, so you could cut them out and just use them as tags. I always love to add some fabric or something to the top of my tags, and that always adds interest inside of your journal or your planner. And then a couple of tickets too that I thought were just adorable that I thought would be good to put in there as well. So you could even fold these in half and make them into tabs in your journal if you wanted to do that as well. All right, and then the last page is sort of a mix of different things. This one I did print out on sticker paper, on clear sticker paper, because I wanted to use these things as stickers. So I have just some month things that you can put in. So I didn't didn't do enough for each week for each of the labels, just because I think that we like to change it up sometimes. So I just have a couple of things that I think would be good for planning. And obviously you can use these or not. You can add your own labels if you wanted to, but I thought it might be nice to have a couple of them there. So some of my favorites, I mean, you can use the remember if you wanted to journal. I like to have an idea sort of placed somewhere in my planner, so that if something comes to mind, I can write it down, since I don't remember things as well as I used to these days. And then my other favorite one is the ta-da label. So I think it's really good to mark down your wins. So your to-do list is what you have to do. Your ta-da list is what you have done, something that you can feel proud of. So I like to have those too. And of course, some gratitude. So that's just some labels that you can use. I have some more fussy cut mushrooms here. And when you cut these out, obviously these are stickers, so they could go over anything and go into your planner as well. Obviously, you could print this out on regular paper if you wanted to and use them just the same. I just thought it would be fun to have them as stickers. And then all of these at the top. So I actually have, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. And these are designed to be like washi tape. So it has all those beautiful wild mushrooms all over them. And I can cut them out and use them as washi tape anywhere. I would use washi tape in any other journal or planner. So that is the whole kit. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of show you how the pages work as a booklet, just so it'll make more sense. The flip through that I did, you can kind of see it together as a booklet. Now, I did want to mention that you could also use this like my other MadPlans, which are mostly designed to cut out and use for, pasting down somewhere. So you could cut out any of these blocks, even the calendars, and put them into a planner by gluing them down or something like that. So I wanted it to be really flexible in different things you could do. You could cut all of these things out and put them in another planner if you wanted to use it that way as well. So if you already have a book that you like to use, you could definitely do it that way. So what I wanted to do is I have all of the pages printed out with the A side up. So when you look in the kit, all of the pages are numbered 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. So the A side is like this top side. Okay, so this is 1A, this is 2A, this is 3A, 4A, and 5A, and then all the B sides are on the back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these over so that I have the B side facing up, and I'm going to fold all of my pages. So I'm just going to fold them, and as I fold them, I'm going to nest them together. So I folded, this was my 5 page, so I'm just going to take this, now I have 4, and I'm going to nest them right together. And then I'm going to do this page. Once again, this is the 3, and I'm going to nest that together. And then my second page, we're going to nest that together, so you can see they're all coming together in a booklet, so that when I put them all together, they should be like this. So then if we open it, let's take a look. So when you open it now, you can see your month is together, and that's what we wanted, so that you did it as a booklet. This is a notes page, so we have lots of blocks for notes and lists and different things you need to put on your lists or goals for the month. And now we go into the weeks. So this is the first week, and you can see all of my date labels are matching up. This is another notes page. So once again, I tried to have all kinds of different places for you to do things in your journal. Now, I did want to mention, if you wanted to make this one into another week, you certainly could. So you could just add your own date labels here, and you could use this as another week. It wasn't necessarily designed that way, but I want you to feel free to do whatever you are comfortable with. So this could do 5 weeks if you wanted it to. All right, here's another notes page. And now we're coming into some more weeks. So this is a week with the paint splotches there, and you can see they all match in that week. And then we have these little round tags for our dates, so that's another week. And then here is the final week here with our little vintage labels. And then once again, we have another little notes area or list area. You can do your monthly wrap up here if you wanted to on these pages. And once again, you could cut them all out and use them, you know, for whatever you wanted. And then the back page, of course, is just the back page, but you could write on here if you wanted to. You could even add some of our different ephemera pieces that we had seen over here. You could add some stickers or some washi tape, or even add more postcards to the back here if you wanted to have more lists and things like that. So that is the booklet, and that's how it all comes together and works. And then I'm going to also do a planner video with everything because I want you to see how it works in a real life planner. But this is the kit Wild Mushrooms. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm very excited to be putting these types of kits out. I have lots of ideas for different themes that I'm going to do for them. So stay tuned as we do some more mad planning in the future. Thank you so much for joining me, friends. If you would like to purchase this kit, you can head up here to this link up here, or you can click the link down below to take a look at it over in my Etsy shop. Thanks so much for watching, friends. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.